I'm here by myself. I want to welcome you to Stitch Along Friday. And as you can tell, it is also Canada Day, for which I give this whistle. And it's going to be the United States 4th of July Day, which I give this whistle. I think together they form a really good partnership. Anyway, I know that that was very silly, but I felt like being silly today because it is such a lovely day. We've got a beautiful weather outside. Unfortunately, Lisa is unable to make it today. Actually, she was able to make it. She just decided that she was going to stay home for her holiday because it is today a long weekend for us. Canada Day is pretty special for us. We really celebrate it in our own quiet little ways, like I did. Actually, I found out just recently that there's a lot, actually, that Canada is known for. And I'm going to fill up this next couple of minutes with some really not very well-known facts about Canada and about how wonderful we are. Happy Canada Day, it says Canada. While we Canadians have been a little resistant to wave our flag, all things considered, we're still very prosperous, peaceful, democratic nation where people of all races generally tolerate each other's presence. I say generally, and I think that in generally, this is one of the countries that is the longest running, one of the countries that is longest running democracies as well. Okay, so can you imagine? These are some of the things that happen in Canada that you probably didn't know about. We manufacture the most mascot costumes in Canada. Costumed mascots with those cartoonishly oversized heads. Every professional sports team has one, and chances are good it was made in Canada, specifically Toronto, which has at least half a dozen mascot companies churning out thousands of character suits each year. Okay, did you know that? Oh, happy Canada Day to Marley and Lisa. Happy Canada Day to you. I just told everyone that you weren't here because you decided you were going to stay home for your holiday, which is a good idea. Also, apparently we have the most hockey players, and the only reason that we haven't won the Stanley Cup since 1993 is because Americans have gotten good at snapping up our boys for their teams. But Canadians represent an incredible 43% of NHL players, which is, we've got some good hockey players for a little population country like ours. Also, in Canada, there are the most roads per person. Now, I'm not sure about that. I think it's a long story. I'm not even going to go into it. But the other thing that I don't think that anyone knows is that Canada is by far the world's top lentil grower. Okay, that's all you get for today. I might say a few more a little later on. So happy Canada Day. We celebrate every little bit of Canada Day. Marty and Marty, thank you so much for your enthusiasm, and happy VS chat time. Exactly, thank you. Lisa, I'm so glad for you. I am not. Lisbeth, you're here. I hope you're feeling a bit better than the last time I heard you say something on our group. And just to celebrate a little bit of Canada Day, I thought what I would do, and you haven't seen me blow my whistles because if you've just come on board, you may not have noticed that. So make sure that you go back and watch the first part of the rerun, okay? This is O Canada by me, and this design is still available on our website, as you probably all know. But this is the design that I put all of the love of Canada that I have in my life. And the reason that I have so much love for being here is because when I was a little girl, I was about almost 9 years old, my mom and dad and my brother came here with me, obviously, and came to Victoria. And I was born and raised up until that time in Amsterdam. And so when we got here, I'll never forget coming here. It was really heart-wrenching to go away from my grandparents. That was not a fun thing. But when I arrived here, I had this new set of grandparents who had already arrived here. And believe it or not, I had never smelled fresh cut grass. And we arrived somewhere in April. So very soon after that, I got to mow the grass because all around us there was this beautiful scent of freshly mown grass. And I know it sounds like such a silly thing to remember, but I'll never forget that scent. And every time spring comes around, I think of that first day that we were in Canada, and there were trees around and grass was being cut and there was flowers. It was just like, I think it was the same feeling I had when I first got off the plane in Hawaii. And oddly enough, they call Victoria the Hawaii of Canada. So anyway, this is the story that I have about arriving in Canada when I was about 8 years old. It wasn't that easy, but it wasn't long. It was about a year before I learned how to speak English, and everything else worked beautifully. Canada was pretty welcoming and still is to lots of immigrants. I think the only thing that is not so good for Canadians, for new Canadians, is that they still have this old-fashioned idea that other countries, what do you call it, university degrees don't mean as much here. You have to take it all over again. Other than that, I think that we're very good at adopting and having new immigrants in, because it is the lifeblood of our country. Happy Canada Day, Elizabeth. Oh, good. Fine and dandy. Been busy making bows. Oh, good. I'm glad. Canada Yachts. Kathleen. I called you Canada. Kathleen Yachts. Hello. Happy Canada Day to you as well. I'm just blowing Canada's horn because that's where I live. And it's one of the first times that we have July 1st on our Stitch Along Friday day. So I get to, live it up a little bit. I've got a red mug with some of my water in. So happy Canada Day. And of course, that's to all our Canadians, our Canadian stitchers and people. But I know in another 3 days, it will be the Independence Day for the Americans. And I believe there are a couple of other countries in the world that are celebrating things at the beginning of July. It's such a beautiful time of the year for northern North America. So it's no wonder. Marty says, I've been wondering for years why they can't put the fragrance of fresh cut grass in a counter box. Isn't it true? Love that smell. And the first cut, I always notice it. Thank you, Louisa Fossa. Lisa is here. She's watching, but she's just not able to come in today because she's still in her PJs. At least that's what she's just said. Kathleen says, I'm amazed at how quickly children learn a new language. We lived in Fort Knox and had NATO officers there, and their children learned English so quickly. I know, because our brains are still so malleable at that age, right? Also, I was very lucky. I was taken, I had 2 friends at that time that were actually assigned to me to help me get along in the classroom in grade 2, the end of grade 2, and those 2 friends are still my good friends. And they had been assigned by the nuns, because I went to a Catholic school, to teach me English and to help me along with the daily classes, etc. And oddly enough, those are the 2 friends that I've kept, and that's just by complete accident and kismet. I'm so grateful for them. But I'll never forget, those were the 2 people that helped me so much when I first arrived. And within about a year, I was speaking, and it was as though I had never learned Dutch. Sorry, Norma says, emigrated to the U.S. Okay, gotcha. Elizabeth said, Happy Canada Day, thank you. Yes, I love my adopted country, and of course I'm a citizen now, so I can't even think of myself as Dutch until I listen to someone who's Dutch. Then I go, oh yeah, I know this language. So my dears, I'm going to be here for just a short time because I don't really need to make this a long time. Not too many people are going to be available. It's the start of a long weekend for a lot of people that come to our Stitch Along Friday. But I do have a number of things that I want to show you and tell you about. Lisa and I both talked about it last Friday, that we have a new pattern out, and it's going to be out at 11 o'clock, I think. Yes. So sit by your buttons. Well, I was thinking that I might make that 10:30, or as soon as I stop this, I'm going to go and put them up so that you have the immediate gratification of not only looking to see the pattern rather, because there's a new pattern out, and will be out very, very soon this morning. And it is in the form of a drum pincushion. I believe you've seen parts of it now and then. I sort of showed it here and there as I was working on it. But now Lisa has put her magic touch on it, and it's really lovely. The finishing is just beautiful. So I'm going to show you that. And also, Lisa has spent the last, I think, 3 or 4 weeks gathering up more threads that she could. And we even ordered just a little bit more so that we could make a few more packs. And I think I mentioned that last week as well. So I will show you all the models for which we now have very limited packs, and they're all going to come out at the same time. Now, I have to make sure that that you guys get the first chance at these things. So I'm thinking maybe I should just leave it at 11 o'clock because it's 11, it's set. All of them are set for 11 a.m. this morning, Pacific time. So since it's now 9:40, it'll be 10:40, it'll be an hour and 20 minutes from now. So whatever time you're listening to this, it was an hour and 20 minutes further, that's when they will all come online, and you'll see them on our website. So to look for this one, which is the drum pin cushion, to look for this one, you need to go to student kits because this one's available. This is a new one. It'll be available in under student kits because it's a kit. It's going to be a full kit. Okay, so this is the drum pin cushion, and as you can see, this is the full pattern showing on the back. And the front looks like this. And of course, it goes all the way around, so it's kind of fun because of the shape of the pin cushion. I'm going to see if there's anyone else here that I can talk to. Norma, yes, gotcha. Lisa, thank you. I love working out finishing ideas. Well, you did an amazing job. Jean Morrison, good morning and happy Canada Day to you too, Donna Granger. I know, Donna, I know that you're particularly close to people in Canada. So I'll show you the actual model so that you can get an idea of what you can do with this pattern. So this is the pattern itself. It's got a little bit of stitching on the top, but not too much. So you can put pins in at the top. The sides are, in our particular model, not as pinnable as the top. And I kind of like the idea of having the pins sitting on the top of this beautiful drum pin cushion. So as you can tell, it starts actually, let's see where it starts. It's hard to tell where it starts because Lisa did such an amazing job finishing it. So I think it starts here. Yes, because you can just see a little seam here. And it starts here and goes this way. And so the little seam plays itself out as you go through and turn it around. It would be really good if it was on a Lazy Susan or something. It looks really cute. So I hope that you like that, and I hope that that's something that you're looking forward to getting. And we put it in a kit because we're still divesting ourselves of inventory, and some of this fabric, this linen, this fabric here, and the, what do you call it, the Skirtex, that's the inside of this, which makes it so straight on the edges, is in the pattern as well. And all the threads, we managed to find all the threads for this, so it's a labor of love. It actually took a lot longer than our usual kit making, but hopefully you'll enjoy them. And there's, as you can imagine, a limited number of these kits available, but we'll see how many people want to get that on the very first day. So because it's going to be available at 11 o'clock Pacific time, it'll be available in 1 hour and about 15 minutes from whenever you are going to look for it. It's under student kits. You know, you look under the product, but about an hour after that or half an hour after that, I am giving you the chance to get them first. After that, I'm going to send out an email, and there will be links in the email. So if you want to wait for that, that's perfectly fine. So that's our newest pattern, our latest pattern. I can't believe I've done another pattern since last year. It looks to me like, let's see, Jean says it's rainy Atlanta. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. And it looks to me like there's a number of people coming on board again. Let's see, thank you, Louise Fossa. I love that drum pin cushion. Thank you so much. I hope that you do. And Wanda, happy Canada Day. Carol Reed, thank you so much from sunny Florida. And hi, Debbie, says, oh, I didn't know whether I missed Debbie here. Yes, I did. Good morning. Good morning, Deb. And let's see, Beverly, you finally got in. Was it difficult to get in this time? I'm not sure if that was an issue. I have heard from someone, and I think this actually still works, is that if you have an app called Facebook Lite on your phone, you can interact with the the live stream here in Facebook much more easily, and you can also leave comments if you have problems accessing our stream here this morning, or any morning, any Friday morning that we come on board. So that is going to be a possibility. I've never seen something called Facebook Lite, but maybe it's available in other countries. I'm not sure. Good morning, Brenda Lichtleyer and Kathy Monk. How lovely. Carol, I hope that you love that drum pincushion. I really enjoyed doing it. In fact, I was just playing, and it just grew from there. It wasn't even meant to be anything in particular until it looked like it was going to end up being a scene that could be made into a drum pincushion. So I'm very happy with it too. Let's see, what else do I have here? Okay, I have to have my coffee this morning, because it's also my holiday. Lisa took off this morning. She's in her PJs watching. Hello. And she's, of course, not here, not this minute, but that's okay. I get you guys to talk to, which sometimes is kind of nice to be able to just chit-chat away. I do miss having someone here, though. It's always so nice when there's someone here who is, like Lisa, always able to continue the conversation. I don't know if you know what it's like to be sitting here with a camera staring at you. And I know all of you understand completely, and you're not at all expecting anything in particular. So thank you for that. Thanks for your tolerance. Before I go on, I do want to just take a moment. I just heard from Ginger that a very good old friend, a stitching friend, and someone who spent some time coordinating with Victoria Sampler even, Wendy Causer, passed away, and a few days ago, very, very quickly, pneumonia, etc. So I really send condolences to her and to all of the people who've known her over the years. She is just a lovely, thoughtful, kind person, and I'm really sorry to hear that. I did want to say that because she once made several patterns for Victoria Sampler, and I certainly miss her and hope that all of her friends and family are going to be able to make it through this time. It's very sudden. I never can find the live link. What is it under? Now, are you looking, Beverly, for a live link for the for Facebook? I'm not sure which is the live link. Okay, is it for this live stream that you're looking for? Because frankly, other people are going to have to tell you that. I usually see it either appear on my phone from other people who have a live stream, or I see it on my computer even. It pops up. But I think that if you go to the Facebook group, Victoria Sampler Facebook group, because that's where it's being recorded, I think you'll be able to find it there. Honestly, I don't know. Can someone help Beverly, please? Okay, for this live stream, good. So at least we know that much. I think someone might be able to tell you how to do that and how to find it. Because I don't usually follow other people's live stream on Facebook, I'm sorry that I don't know how to find it on Facebook. I have followed people on several other live streaming websites, and they're fairly easy to find. You just go to their channel. On Twitch in particular, that's where I've gone to see people playing games, especially my daughters. They like playing games there. So, you go there and you just watch their live stream. And there are other ways, but Facebook is, it's not always that easy to figure out how to look for the live stream. But if anyone because you're all here, there's 26 or 27 of you at the moment, which is remarkable considering this is a long weekend. I just want you to maybe let Beverly know how she can find the link for the live stream. Thank you. And thank you, Brenda Lichtleyer. Yes, it was quite a shock to hear about it this morning. I'm very sorry about that. Unbelievable how quickly things like that can happen. Okay, I haven't seen enough people here yet, so I'm going to wait for a few minutes. Let's see, to do the angel cards. Beverly Fleming, you get the YouTube video from last week only. And by the way, I forgot to upload last week's stream, the replay. I didn't put it on YouTube, I don't think. But you can go to YouTube, but then it's not live, right? It's then you can't talk to me at that point because it's already been recorded. But it's a pretty good recording because I don't record it through Facebook. I record it through my, if you can believe it, I have streaming software here that I use instead. So I hope you like my little outfits, my Canada Day outfits. Everything is red as red can be. And it's actually quite comfortable. I forgot that I was even wearing it until I saw myself looking silly in the monitor. Okay, so the other really good news is that Lisa has spent a long time doing this as well, and thank you, Lisa, for all of your hard work. Is getting and gathering up more threads that are left over that work. And here and there, like I said earlier, we've had to maybe order a few things so that we have enough to do a limited amount of, I think it is 10 different act packs. And they're act packs that are quite popular. We didn't want to waste our threads on act packs that you might not be interested in, but we have act packs available for some of the more popular and some of the more requested designs. So Lisa put together all of the models, and I'm going to show them to you one by one because by 11 o'clock they will be available magically on our website. Okay, so one of the first ones is the Jingle Bell Farm. We've got the act packs coming in for that at 11 o'clock this morning Pacific time. So that is almost an hour from now. Let's see, that'll be, yeah, because it's 8 minutes to 10, so it's an hour and 8 minutes from now, you'll be able to get the act pack for Jingle Bells Farm. Yes. And I have to show you all the models because it's just so much fun to tell you all this. The second one that's going to be available is this one. And this is called Christmas Village. Both of them, many of you have already done this one. Is possible, but there are people that still haven't and would have loved to have had the act pack for this one. So Lisa kindly put it together from all of the threads that were still in our inventory. And I think I'm going to have to put this one here as well. Yep. And I bet you know which one's coming here. The pink and the red version of Heirloom Christmas Sampler. It is such a, in fact, I think we've sold more of this particular pattern than any other pattern because it was number 34 in our lineup of over 240 patterns. In fact, the drum pincushion is, the new one, is number 244, I believe. So this pattern, Heirloom Christmas, which is number 34, has become the most sold pattern that we've ever had. I have no idea why. And we sold the most leaflets as well as act packs of these. So we are going to have another few act packs available, and that includes the stars, the mother of pearl stars, and some of the beads, of course, all the beads, etc., etc. So this is the pink version, and I'm just going through this fairly quickly because you've already seen many of these. Here we go. Hang on, Liz. This one as well. It's got the red beads, and then the disc ornaments, which are mother of pearl as well, and then of course all of the threads in the red version, we call it. It's red and green, but the green is a little different than the more teal green on the pink version. So those two act packs are going to be available as well. And let's see, someone says, how many packs for the Jingle Bells? I'm not sure, actually. Lisa put them in, and all I know is they're very limited. So I would, if you're going to order all the packs, just put in a number you think might work, because I honestly don't know exactly how many. Not many is right, says Lisa. Let me see what else. Elizabeth said, I really want that one. Well, if you really want it, it's going to be available like right on the dot of 11 o'clock here. So make sure you look at your computer time, because that's the time. Right now the time is 9:55 on this computer, which is maybe in Canada, so it could be off by 1 minute. So make sure you jump on it, okay? And I will be very happy to send you a link right after I've finished here so that you know exactly where to go, or just go to the website and look up Jingle Bells and be ready, and then refresh at an hour from now, an hour and 5 minutes from now. I don't mean to make this panicky for anyone, but I wanted you guys, because you're our most common people who have been in touch with us on this live stream. And I just feel like you guys need to know ahead of anybody else. And I will send out an email, which you'll probably get as well a little later, so that anyone else in the world, and there are, I think we have over 12,000 people on our mailing list. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So then they'll go really quickly. So I will give you about a half an hour to get your orders in. If you're thinking about doing that, don't hesitate. Don't wait, because they will be gone in about an hour once I've sent out the email. But I won't send out the email yet. No one else knows but you guys. And they will be available in an hour and 4 minutes. One other one that's going to be available is this one. Not sure if we've got exactly every bit of the ornaments in the Bling Tree, but that's what this one's called, the Bling Tree. Many of you know about this one. It was also extremely popular. Isn't that funny that the trees are just so exciting? And I guess we just love our trees, our Christmas trees. This is called a Christmas tree on this pattern, but we called it Bling Tree because when I was teaching it, I think it was Sue Donnelly who said, "Oh, it's got so much bling," and I thought Bling Tree sounds like more like what it really looks like. So enjoy that. This one's also going to be available. And okay, Liz, I'll send it to you. And I've got a few more here. Let's just see. I think that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. Gosh, I've got so many models here, and they're all big. Sorry, I have to move them over so that I don't stumble over them. Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, this one, and this one's actually really good to have now because it's almost Thanksgiving. Well, no, but you'll be able to stitch this before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Sampler is also, the Act Pack is also going to be available again at 11 o'clock this morning, Pacific time, which is 1 hour and 2 minutes from now. I'm telling you this every time. I don't think I have to keep repeating it. This has got my favorite verse on it for Thanksgiving entirely, and I've shown it before. Every time I re-look at it, I think, oh, that really is such a nice pattern. Thanks in part to inspirations from Sue at Stitcher's Hideaway, where I taught this. Taught this pattern to her students, and I'll never forget. We just had such a wonderful time there. Ah, Jennifer Chung, happy Canada Day. Thank you so much. Carol says, I did it twice. I did it twice? You're kidding. Wow. Okay, you did enjoy stitching that one. And one of the other Act Packs that's available, oh no, there's 8, not 10. I apologize. I think there's 8 Act Packs that are going to be available in a limited quantity at 11 o'clock. And that's an hour and 1 minute from now. This one is going to be available, Pumpkin Patch Farm. It's one of my small farm samplers. And because it's going to be for the autumn, again, this is one of those patterns that you can stitch now so that it's all ready to go for Halloween or Thanksgiving. Let's face it, this is not necessarily a Halloween thing. It's more like the time of the year thing. And of course, because it's about pumpkins, those are the things that are, those are the objects that are most closely associated with both Halloween and Thanksgiving. And I absolutely love the fact that they are, because it's good for both, not just for Halloween. And finally, the other pattern that's going to be available is Trick or Treat. another very popular pattern, and oddly enough, many of the popular patterns I stitched and designed for Stitcher's Hideaway retreats. So this one is another one of those wonderful patterns that is extremely popular, and we've got the ACT packs coming out at 11 o'clock, which is exactly an hour from now. Good. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, I also enjoyed stitching it. Believe it or not, I really enjoy stitching my own designs, and it's not because they're mine. It's just that I really connect with what I'm designing. When I'm stitching my designs, generally I know a little bit about what I want to do, but I paint on the linen. I don't necessarily put it on my computer first and then stitch it exactly as I put it on my computer. In fact, Lisa will tell you that what I generally do when I'm designing is I have a rough idea. I do a sketch on the computer. I kind of do things the way I think I might want to do it, and then I take the whole thing in a completely different part of the house where I really enjoy stitching. And I start making my palette, my color palette out of the threads I think I might be using. But usually my color palette at first is got about 100 colors. And then I start slowly whittling those colors down into the colors that I want to use. And as I'm doing that, I'm eliminating some other colors. As I'm doing that and I'm starting to stitch, I start seeing what I want to see, or in my imagination, I start seeing what I want to see, and I keep stitching that way. Not necessarily so in touch with the computer printout of my first sketch on the computer. So it's like, at first, yes, because I need to know the size and all like that, but then gradually it just becomes like a free-for-all. And then many of the ones that are the most popular that we're having ACT packs for, in 58 minutes. Those ones, I did that like that even more so. So I really enjoy stitching it because I can see it coming alive as I'm thinking it up. Oh, Elizabeth said, I love Stitcher's Hideaway. I love it too. I wish, actually I was asked to teach there this fall. But in another very short time, I think in another month, I'm going to have an operation on my foot, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to be available to teach. When Jen first asked me to teach there this coming October, I said, I don't know when my operation is. And now I found out it's in August, so I could have done it. But truly, it's probably better that I didn't, because I would have had to hustle and get a pattern together. It's always got to be good. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for your encouragement. And those are the most wonderful parts of today. I got to tell you all about Canada, and I know you guys will tell me all about the American 4th of July. And then there is a whole bunch of people that live elsewhere in the world. Just because I live in North America and we're celebrating Canada Day doesn't mean that I don't think about all of the other celebrations that happen all over the world. I just don't know about them. And primarily the other people that are stitchers that have been stitching my things are from the US, so we often mention American things. But there's also a huge number of stitchers in Australia and England, and also in France now, and New Zealand, and what other parts of the world? Well, there's some in every other country practically. There's certainly a bunch in Russia. Honestly, I'm not talking about Russian politics, but the stitchers there are really prolific. And now we have quite a few stitchers in China who are stitching our things. So you have to understand that I cannot keep up with all your patriotic messages, but I do think about them, and I think about you all in those other countries, because we are a global, humanity is global, not just singular with one nation. And so I'm really glad that I got to say a little bit something about Canada, because it is a wonderful country. No, you didn't miss the angel card, because I was waiting to make sure that there were plenty of people here. And as you can tell, there's 31. There's a few less this time than there have been any other time. I think so many people are sitting waiting at airports right now. Do you believe it? Honestly, Richard flew to Ottawa from Belize just a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago. And he ended up being stuck in, I think it was Atlanta. And he was not the only one stuck. He said there were literally over 1,000 people in the terminal that he was in that were milling around, waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally ending up being canceled. And they didn't say anything like, oh, you can have a hotel room here or whatever. Nope. They just said, sorry, canceled. And, you know, people are en route, like they're going from someplace to Atlanta and then further on. Anyway, he said it was a zoo. It was so difficult. And I just got a news program from people in Toronto. They can't find their luggage. There's piles of luggage everywhere, and the luggage, anyway, I don't know if it's easy to travel these days by airplane, but I don't think it is somehow. I don't know how I got onto that, Dorothy, sorry. We're looking for an angel card, okay. So I am not going to look at things. I'm going to turn them around. There we go. So I've got all these angel cards here left, because I keep putting them in the drawer so they don't have any repetitions. And I'm going to now pick an angel card, this one that's trying to hide behind this one here. Okay, let's see. You are a great listener. You have to be around here. No, you are a great listener. Obviously, I'm not. I keep talking. That's so funny. Anyway, you are a great listener is today's message. So actually, listening is an amazing thing. And listening is not just hearing. Listening is being there with someone and being empathetic. I have to laugh. And you guys are extremely empathetic. And I really value the fact that you actually listen and hear what I say. So thank you. Thank you for being great listeners. And finally, I wanted to make sure that you, as many people as possible, had a good look at our new pattern that I wanted to show you. This is the drum pin cushion. And this drum pin cushion is going to be on our website in about 53 minutes. It's scheduled, so it's going to be on our website at that moment. And then about a half hour after that, I'm going to send out an email so that all of our thousands of people on our mailing list will also have an opportunity to buy this. This is going to be a kit, a full kit. So, so don't forget that the kit is going to be there, including everything. You get the bottom, you get the skirtex around the middle inside. Except for the filling. It's not going to have like this. There's some filling inside as well, and we didn't put that into the kit. But the kit includes the pattern, most of all, of course, and also all of the threads and materials that you might need. And this is the pattern inside. But at the moment, it is a full kit, and hopefully, and a limited amount of those full kits because we were again using up threads of our inventory. Finally, I did want to say we have the next section, which I call the July section. It's part 1 of July is going to be up on our stitch along pattern, and you'll be able to see that almost immediately. I'll put it up as soon as I say goodbye to you all. This is how it's going to look. This is the top, and of course you see right here is also, oh, there's a little bit of a streak here, Lisa. We've been struggling with our printer. Anyway, so you'll see here there is a little bit of lace there, and then underneath that is going to be the rest of that pattern over the next 3 more weeks, or 3 more Fridays, and you'll see that. And every Friday we'll show you a little bit more of the next one. Okay, so that is going to come up. This is the way it looks, and that will come up for you so that you'll be able to download that next one, which will be fun. The pincushion kit name, Village Drum Pincushion. Thank you, thank you. Oh, isn't that funny? I keep looking at it thinking it's a drum pincushion, so everyone would know that. But thank you for asking the question. It's called Village Drum Pincushion. However, you might want to even just put in the word drum, because we have no other drum, except Thanksgiving apparently has the word drum in the verse. So that'll come up too. So go to our website and put in the word Village Drum or just drum, and you'll find the pincushion there in, looks like 51 more minutes. It will be available to you. And all the models I showed you, all of those ACT packs will be available as well. So if there's any one of them, grab it now before my email goes out. Okay, I've flogged enough, I think. We both are very excited about the fact that we have something new to offer you. And, you know, we've been going since last June. And every once in a while we find something that we can share with you that you can also get. And so far, that's worked out really well. But as you know, I haven't been doing very much designing. But I am thinking about doing another pattern. So, you know, it might take time, but I just can't seem to stay away from it entirely. So there'll be a few more over the years, I'm sure. And hopefully we'll be able to continue to share them with you. That's the main thing. I wish you all the best, and I hope this weekend becomes a beautiful sharing time with your friends and family. I think summer celebrations, no matter what the reason, is just such a nice time to celebrate. We finally got some good weather here. Hopefully you'll have some good weather over the next few days as well. And I wish you a happy Canada Day, a really nice 4th of July with lots of celebration, and any other celebrations you can come up with, you know, whether it's parties at your friend's house or whatever. Morning, Kathy Bird. Good to see you. We're just about ready to go, but I did want to say happy weekend, and don't forget, in another 50 minutes or 49 minutes, the new pattern, Village Drum Pincushion, will be out on our website. And in at the same amount of time, there's going to be those 8 ACT packs are going to be available in minimum amounts. Okay, see you all next week, and I hope you have a great weekend. See you next Friday. Bye bye.